How many languages do you speak?
It depends what you mean by speak. So I've gotten pretty rusty in my Arabic and my Dari, which picked up Dari on my way to Afghanistan. I can still kind of read a newspaper in Norwegian, but only slowly.
Finally, an intellectual who's capable of forming coherent thoughts who will debate everyone into the ground. The living, breathing embodiment of an I am very smart post. Yes, today I'm talking about the candidate who captivates my college-educated white liberal friends, Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg? Buttigieg? Okay, it's really hard to say this dude's last name. Now, Buttigieg has been the talk of the town, especially in DC media circles, as the wizard mayor from South Bend who can speak 7 languages, who fought in Afghanistan and is really super smart. I mean, have I mentioned he can speak like 7 languages?
Bonjour, je suis Pete Buttigieg de South Bend, Indiana.
But it's rather shocking to me that even in a post-Trump era, liberals would still rather live in an Aaron Sorkin TV show than face the cold hard reality that politics isn't about who's the rightest, brightest, or bestest. It's about distribution of power and wielding as much of it as you can by any means necessary. And you know what's definitely not necessary for that goal? Being a brain genius.
We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple.
This diaper baby was able to successfully spear-dick gigantic tax cuts for corporations and the wealthy while systematically dismantling federal institutions from within, all while enforcing white nativist immigration policies to silence the plebs. Trump didn't achieve any of this through wit and rigorous debate, and he certainly didn't do it through compromise. He did it because he was able to push well-defined goals and had a party that read the writing on the wall, which was racism, and immediately gave him the necessary structural support to continue pushing the Republican agenda. So yes, while I love that Pete is very smart, being smart isn't gonna help the Democrats win. And even if it did, would you rather have someone who's smart or someone who will have your best interests at heart? A common theme I've noticed amongst booty heads, Pete's fans, is their inability to identify a single policy position he has. And that's probably because Pete won't talk about them. He's anti-policy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing as long as you're addressing what the people need, or at the very least giving voice to the anxieties that they feel. Pete just kind of brushes past all of that with vague generalizations, aside from the few notable exceptions, and then immediately hits the centrist return to normalcy attitude you see from people like Beto O'Rourke, who think the country is more interested in patching things up with the other side than having a truly representative governing body that brings us healthcare and free college, which Mr. Harvard's Rhodes Scholar has called elitist. Oh, also, in his I Wanna Be President book, Pete also called labor activist student groups at Harvard SJWs, which is alarming to say the least. Pete's also downplayed US atrocities in Vietnam and Iraq by invoking the age-old "we didn't know any better" defense. I mean, we did know better. We don't care. And I guess neither do you. So yeah, Pete's smart and doesn't really talk about policy, which is probably why a lot of intelligent friends of mine keep saying things like, "Oh man, he just shred Trump in a debate though." No, he wouldn't. In the midst of a heated debate on climate change, as soon as Buttigieg's beautifully crafted monologue ended, Trump would just call him a nerd, instantly owning him into oblivion in the eyes of the American people. I mean, Hillary Clinton was smart and look what happened to her. By the way, the same could be said about Bernie in regards to being a socialist while also participating in society. But the difference between Bernie and Pete is that Burn Dog is at least speaking for the people, while Pete is often speaking at the people. Now, there's a lot more to say on this, and I'm gonna be doing a deeper investigation on my Twitch at twitch.tv/Hasanabi after 5 p.m. Pacific. We're gonna be talking about Pete's time as mayor, gentrification in South Bend, and how he oversaw the resignation of his black police chief, so you should check that out if you're interested. But this is my first take on Mayor Pete, and why I don't find him to be all that great. I'm Hasan Piker. Please tell me how wrong I am in the comments and share this video with your friends. And if you'd like to help TYT, please go to tyt.com/join and join TYT membership. It's only $5 a month and it greatly helps us. And this has been The Breakdown. If you like this video? Great. Never miss another breakdown video by hitting the subscribe button below and also ring the bell to get notified whenever we publish a new one.